What's up YouTube, Angel R Fishing back at you guys with another video. In today's video guys, we're out here in Wisconsin on a small body of water, and the real reason why I came out here to Wisconsin versus Illinois is I want to learn how to punch and flip. And I asked a buddy of mine and he recommended me going out to this body of water, and he says it's full with lily pads, it's going to be a frogging and punching place. So I didn't bring that much rods with me. I brought 4 rods. I got a frogging rod, I got a punching and flipping rod, I got a jigging rod, and I have a swim jig, paddle tail kind of deal rod. You know, that's going to be a miscellaneous kind of deal. I might be throwing the Senko on it, I'm unsure, but we're out here, and it's my first time being on this body of water, but I can tell you guys it looks very weedy. Water clarity is low, which we anticipated. A lot of black and blues will be thrown today. If that doesn't work, I got some other colors to switch, but I'm already seeing swirls up in the shallows. Enough talking, boys. Let's get straight into fishing. Come on. Yeah. Yes, baby. You guys see that? Punching. My first punching fish. My first punching bass. Baby. You guys see that? Boom. That's awesome. That is absolutely awesome. There she goes. Well folks, I'm gonna spend the rest of the day flipping and punching our way back to the launch. Once we get off the launch, I'll break down today's video, whether I catch another fish or I only have the one. I want to still make this into a video because I have accomplished something that I've dreamt of doing for the longest, and I finally have done it. I just want to document this moment so I can reflect on it later down in the future. So let's get back to fishing. A little chunk. And he was not getting off. Got a little leech in his mouth. Little guy. See ya, bud. Well, folks, we're back home after a long, hot day on the water. And honestly, man, I'm proud. I'm really proud to sit there and say we accomplished something that we have been looking at for the longest, watching videos and being able to do a little bit of research and go ahead and execute what we learned is phenomenal. And to be able to capture it all on camera for you guys is an awesome feeling. You know, I can share this content, I can share this memory and look back on it down in the future in my life. But anyways, guys, I'm gonna break down the gear and the way I approach this body of water. So let's start with the approach. First off, I went to a new body of water, southern Wisconsin. First time being there, I have no clue what to expect, what to anticipate, as I went in blindly. The only thing that was really on my mind was just learning and itching to get that first punching bass, that flipping bass, whatever you want to call it, and heavy cover with the lily pad. So I started out the day with throw some top water, and then I kind of said screw it, and I try to go a little deep water. This lake shallow. I think the deepest it gets is 11 feet. I decided, you know what, it's getting hot. Let's go make our way to the weeds, the lily pads, and start working with this punching technique. Once we got there, I instantly missed a nice one in a small isolated clump of lily pads, and that got me thinking, if they're hanging out here, I got to start fishing every single isolated lily patch to pinpoint and get an idea where these fish are going to be at. And after losing the first one, I quickly got a hold of things and picked up, you know, what do I do? We'll just punch into isolated mats, you know, a bunch of lily pads, like 4 or 5 of them together. And once it falls in, I'm gonna lift up my rod, bring it down, lift it up. And sometimes I feel, you'll definitely feel when those bass just come up and grab the bait, and you just feel your line just get tight, and you just feel tension, like you're stuck. In reality, you're not stuck. You have a bass on. And then go ahead, set the hook, and out comes flying a nice chunk. So we got one like that. The other one came off different types of weeds. You know, I was so used to lily pads, but basically what you're trying to look for is some sort of weed that provide a canopy shade so those bass can sit there, stay cool throughout the day, hot temperatures. If you have like isolated mats, clumps of weeds that provide a canopy, 9 times out of 10 they're gonna be underneath it, versus let's say where I'm fishing towards the end, you got so many weeds, so many lily pads, they're all in one area. You have to sit there, pick it apart little by little. So that was the way we approached it. You know, it took me a while to figure out how is a bite, how do you really anticipate it. You know, all I gotta say is, if you decide to go do it out at some forest preserve or some lake, you know, or pond, just know that it's gonna catch you off guard. The first time you're doing it, you don't know what to expect or anticipate. You're gonna be in for a little bit of a rude awakening, but once you miss that first one, you guys will quickly pick up and get an idea like, all right, this is what I gotta do next time, be ready. So as for my gear, guys, I'm using a legit design wild side rod. This is a 7'2" heavy plus. This is meant for heavy rigs. This is what I use for punching. On this rod, I have a Daiwa Tatula Elite pitching and flipping in an 8.1 to 1 gear ratio. On this reel, I have 55-pound Daiwa Samurai braid. The Samurai braid's some expensive stuff, but with this reel and for the technique it's meant for, you don't need a lot of line. This reel comes with a shallow spool, so if you don't want to go with the Daiwa Samurai, it's a little expensive, just go with Sunline FX2, green line, whatever. That's gonna get the job done. And what I had was a tungsten 1 1/4 ounce bullet weight from Wicked Weights. I threw on a skirt. I wasn't sure if they made a big of a difference or not on the water, but I was using a Z-Man skirt, the stuff that they put on their chatterbaits. I threw it on the punching rig and they got the job done. You know, my whole theory behind throwing a skirt on a punching setup, I'm a newbie to it, but this is my concept. When you're fishing summertime or in general, you tend to catch your bigger bass on jigs. Well, if you can sit there and resemble a jig while you're punching, I believe you'll get a tendency to pull out the bigger ones because it has the profile of a jig, and jigs have a tendency to catch quality over quantity, though that's not always the case when you're on the water, but that's what I threw on. And I'm using a Gamakatsu super heavy cover flipping hook. One thing I started to do on my baits, I don't know if it was a big game changer or not, I sprayed some of this Bang garlic scent. I don't know if it made a big difference or not, but after that I kind of stuck with spraying that scent. I just believe it makes them want to eat the entire bait, allowing you to get a better hook set. That's my theory behind it. Everyone's got their own take, you know. You don't have to follow what I'm doing, word exactly, you know. It's just what I believe in, it's what I have used, and it's what is working for me. So if it works, I'm not going to change it. If it's not working, then I'm gonna change it. A crucial part to a punching setup is having a peg. Now this is a Japan peg, it's from Decoy, and it's called Heavy Lock. This thing is phenomenal because it's shaped like a nail. It actually goes inside the bullet weights, making it more snugless so where this bait's not sliding up or down on your line. These locks are the shake, guys. I don't think there's anything else that can beat it, because I've seen a bunch of guys do punching and stuff, and a lot of the guys put 2 pegs on. Well, this one, all you need is to put the one and you're good to go for the rest of the day. You don't need to be worrying about putting another peg, and it kind of minimizes the bulkiness of your peg. I'm not sure if it makes a big difference. If you guys are on the market for a peg, I recommend this guy. But yeah guys, that was it. It's like ice fishing in a sense, but it's summertime, you're going through weeds, thick weeds. Anyways guys, this video is short. I know there's not that many fish that I've caught, but I appreciate you guys staying tuned in, watching this video. And if you're still watching it, be sure to smash the like button and be sure you're subscribed to the channel. Anyways guys, this is it for today's video. I'll see you guys on the next video.